Greetings. My name is Dr. Samuel L. Thompson, Executive Director of In Touch Community Services Incorporated. We're here to work with you and work for you as we work together to try to accomplish some goals, providing outreach to you as it relates to working with our young people and giving them the necessary tools that they need in order to accomplish this goal with the United States Department of Agriculture. It is so important that you know everything that you need to know about agriculture. Many of our young people do not know or understand that everything that we eat comes from the United States Department of Agriculture. The clothing we wear, everything about us comes from the USDA. But we're really excited because young people really need to know. And guess what? You're our future farmers, and you don't have to just be a farmer. You can be an engineer, you can be a scientist. All of these jobs are with the United States Department of Agriculture. So let's work and work hard, and we'll see you there. May God bless you.
First of all, I'd like to welcome all y'all here. For a young person, this would be a good hobby for them. In bee business, you can make a lot of money, but also you can learn a lot about a bee. First of all, when you get into bee business, you're gonna need a deep box. This is called deep box. Holds 10 frames, just like this here. And you're gonna need a shadow box, which is right here. This is where the honey is made. You put them on every time they fill up. You need a bee suit so the bees don't sting you. You need a smoker. This is the most important thing, this smoker. It helps calm the bees down. If you don't have those, you're in for trouble. In here, you have a brush, pair of gloves. This is your hive tool. This is used to pry the boxes up like this. If it was right here, you pry this up, and then you use this part to pull the frames out that's loaded with honey. This is an observation box that a friend of mine let me use for this demonstration because he does the same stuff too. If you come a little closer, I'm going to show you something. All these bees in here are workers. There's a drum in there and a queen. The queen is the most important thing in a hive. She lays all the eggs. The drum is the male. He is the one that mates with the queen to make all these babies. And these are the workers. These are the ones that work themselves to death. You see right now, up in this far corner, they've been bringing in nectar and pollen and making honey. This is the last stage. What these doing now, the queen done laid eggs and fill them up in here. She'll fill this whole thing up with eggs. In about 21 days, all these little bees are hatched. But in the meantime, the workers will feed them for 3 days, and then they'll get wings and do the same thing. Now you got to understand about a bee. A bee is a very smart insect, you want to say. You see the honey right here? This honey is getting ready to get capped. This whole thing be full with honey. This is what they use down in this deep box in the wintertime. They fill 2 of these up. This is their food for the winter. But the queen is the boss. She runs everything. Now when a queen mates, the drum is the male. He doesn't have a stinger. The only one that's got a stinger is the working bees and the queen. When the queen gets ready to mate, they do not mate in the box here. They mate in the air. And the thing about it is this, once they mate, that queen bee will kill that drone. That's it. His life is over with. She will mate within 6 months, not even a year. She'll be done mated with 10 or 12 drums. And every last one of them drums, she kills. And she'll never mate again in the rest of her life, and she'll live 10 years. Now the thing about it is this, you wonder, what does the workers do? The workers clean out the house, take the dead out, bring in feed, bring in food for the queen, and you see they feed and cap all these little baby bees, as they say, girls. And a queen will lay anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 eggs in one day for the next 6 years. Then the queen will die. But if the queen is not doing her job, the workers kill her. Kill her. She's not doing her job. And they'll bring in another queen, maybe 2 or 3 queens, and whoever's the top, fight them all, and they survive, that's the queen. You might wonder, wow. And you gotta understand, when you go to the field in the morning, you see these bees, they won't bother you. But if you go to that hive messing with them, they got a guard bee. And the thing about it is this, the guard bee will sting you. And the thing about it is this, when he stings you, you can't pull that barb out. You got to use your fingernail and do like that, because he's pumping vinegar. He's pumping vinegar up in your arm. You're going to swell up. And it will. That won't kill you, but it'll swell you up. And the thing about it is, bees, I know how people do all this. You don't have to do that. Because when they find you aggressive, they're going to get aggressive. And as long as that stinger's in you, you see that one with all them bees, they're putting out a signal. I need help. And guess what? They're going to be coming after me. You never work a beehive when it's windy, raining, and please don't go in there at night, because that box is full with bees. Bees are not bad. You just got to wear the right proper clothes to keep them from stinging. Once you learn what a bee does, you can make money. One hive, okay, take for instance, one of those hives right there will produce 60 pounds of honey. That's 5 pounds. 5 gallons of honey equals 60 pounds. If you got a extractor to extract the honey out of this, and you sell it, a small jar of honey of half a quart, you can sell for $8.50. So you figure a 5-gallon bucket. How many quarts can you get out of a 5-gallon bucket?
4 quarts to a gallon.
All right.
Yeah.
So you started figuring it out. When I first started in the bee, I only had 2 hives. Now I got 15. I got 2 of them someplace else, one on one guy's farm, one on another guy's farm.
Let me ask you a question. Is this one hive? How many hives you have there?
That's 5 hives.
Each of the vertical containers is considered a hive.
Right. No, just the whole box is considered a hive. So you got 4 other words. When you start, come this fall, the only thing you're going to see these 2 deep boxes right here. You're going to take them other ones off.
Is that the bottom box?
Yeah, but for the first 2 bottom boxes, they go off. And you take all of them up and treat them and put them in a building, and then you put them on next year. But they're storing honey down here right now for this winter. And another thing about a bee a lot of people don't know is this, kids, is that the male drums that's in this box come the end of fall, guess what? The bees kill them. Because you know why they kill them? They don't want them eating all their honey.
Okay. Let me ask you a question here. Certain crops need
Watermelons,
bees to pollinate.
right.
I noticed that you have bees and you have vegetable crops. Can you talk about that pollination?
all right, if the bees, if you didn't have no bees on this place, I wouldn't get the number of yields that I'm getting
On what?
on the squash, watermelon, cucumber, anything that requires a pollen, be pollinated, you wouldn't get that.
For the young folk, what is pollinating?
Oh, pollinated is in the flower, they take it out, a bee will go down there and fill his belly up, they call it a sac, and bring it back. They'll go anywhere from 2 miles to 5 miles to bring back that pollen for the bees.
Okay.
Makes honey.
In return, while they're getting the pollen out of the flower, they are fertilizing that plant.
That's
so
right.
Will
And to
produce
make
stuff.
them to produce more stuff, and then you gotta understand, a worker only lives 30 days. That's why you see all these babies eventually gonna come out. They're gonna be taking their place. See, a bee, you gotta, when God created this, He knew what He was doing. If a dead bee dies in here, they take him out and bury him. They don't leave him in there. And the thing about it is this, you don't pull no honey from these. But when this thing gets full, it weighs almost 60 to 80 pounds. Can you imagine picking up one of these full of honey? 60 or 80 pounds? For a child that wants to get into bees, it'd be a good investment.
How would they start? What would be your recommendation? What
Well-
would be the starting point?
What they need to do is contact somebody that they have different clubs and different programs for you.
Forage program?
Yeah, and then they'll get a bee suit. They'll give them a bee suit, protect them, take them to a bee yard. Do the same thing that I did, show them how to smoke the bees. Y'all know it's going down the road, you see 18 wheels covered up with bees loaded on them. They started down south and worked their way back up. Do you know what them guys, they make anywhere from $1 to $2 million a year, but they gotta remember the profit, the money they use for the trucks and the bees and all that. For 1 point some million dollars after they paid the everybody off, I think that's a pretty good little chunk. I mean, I don't want to get that big because you need a lot of people to work bees, and you need people that know how to work bees. As people call them, they're girls, and that's what they is, because see, all these girls in here, they only got 30 days, and the queen's gonna live for 6 years. And a drum, to be a male, I wouldn't want to be a drum, because no sooner you mate with that queen, she gonna kill you. And then when a worker, which is a female, sting you, it's got a barb in it, it breaks off in the back end of her, she's gonna die anyway. So you might got 15 days, you might got 30 days. But the girls that's in here now, the workers, in the wintertime, they'll live all the way up to March. And then their fate is in their hands, you understand? Now bees are expensive. Plus this stuff is expensive. You got, every year when you increase your beehive, you gotta buy frames. This is called for make syrup water out of sugar. When they run in the summertime, when they're just getting started, they need some food. You fill this up with sugar. I can fill that 5-gallon bucket up with make sugar water. In one day, they be done ate that up. I have to mix another one for the next day. That's how much they.
Can you position this somewhere out here?
I'll position it somewhere over there, and they'll fly over there. Just like if you had honey on you right now, guess what? The bees be over here on you eating that honey.
You said something that they were talking about when you're working bees, you can't have any fragrance or
You
things like
don't
that.
need to have no fragrance. I got a bee suit in there. You can sit some hot. I have no shirt on, pair of shorts, and that's it. Because it's sweating right now. You want to work bees from the hour 11 to up to 4. Anything after that, you see how the bees are now. What they're doing right now is they're fanning, keeping everybody cool on the inside. Come the night, they'll be inside. If you go over there and mess with that bee, one thing I can tell you, I hope you will run faster than the bee.